Welcome to Softcore History.
Welcome into Softcore History. It is officially Halloween Horror Nights.
Spooky month.
Spooky month.
It's a game I have to play with my fucking kid all the time now. He's like, Dada, be spooky ghost. And I'm just like, all that game entails is me going, woo! So he just runs away indefinitely.
That terrible father you hear is, of course, Rob Fox. And I'm your host for the week, Dan Regester. And we're going to start out Spooky Month with a two-man show. Because why not?
Well, the third guest is the ghost that only we can hear.
It's the ghost of Jake.
Yeah.
It's the ghost of our old co-host.
We don't know
yeah.
didn't die in Hurricane Helene.
Haven't heard a single thing from him. I don't know if that's from the hurricane or the Florida Gators.
Look, I'm just saying a natural disaster went his way. He lives in a trailer park. He's dead.
It's kind of appropriate for today's topic.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What a segue.
What a segue. We'll get to that in a minute, though. Thanks for tuning in. If this is your first time joining the show, welcome in.
Hello.
We have a Patreon, patreon.com/softcorehistory, where you get 2 additional episodes every week, one like this, and sometimes another like this. So it's Wednesday, Friday is the release schedule. We do game shows. We have call-in shows. We have a voicemail line.
Some sketches. I'm trying to get back on that horse, but it's hard. It's hard to write every week. I apologize for drunkenly adding Saturday Night Live last night, being like, "Yo, suck my dick."
Like, I could write better sketches.
It's because it's
with
hard.
my penis.
I can, but it's hard.
I can fart out a better sketch.
Probably, but it's hard. It's hard.
That's what we do.
It's hard work.
We fart into microphones with our mouths here.
Yes, yeah. It's gab, gab, gab. I mean, we write a little bit at least.
We do
better than most.
We do a little better than most.
We do. We all. I guarantee you, we put in more effort than 90% of podcasts, 95% of podcasts. And if you're listening to this podcast and you think to yourself, God damn it, that's pathetic. There's no way that's true. It is true, but it is pathetic.
Yeah, both can be true.
Yeah.
Of course, our step-dad, step-uncle, whatever you want to call him, Dan Carlin, he puts in way more work than we do. But it's softcore history, dude.
We're softcore history.
Not hardcore. But today we're going to talk about major storm. We're going to talk about...
Oh, I was hoping it was a trailer park, but...
We're going to talk about a lighthouse as well.
Okay. A haunted lighthouse?
No.
Oh.
No. So 3 longshoremen, or whoever the
Housekeepers are?
Housekeepers.
What was that movie? What was that Robert Pattinson movie called?
Just called The Lighthouse.
Okay, yeah.
With Willem Dafoe.
Yeah, I don't know what they were called because I never saw it.
So this is a famous kind of case of 3 housemen
okay.
going missing.
Lightsmen
Going missing.
Light keepers.
Who is the keeper of the house?
Yeah. A light
the
keeper
of the light.
Sounds spooky. Eerie.
Mm-hmm. And of course, it's all in Scotland.
A lot of cliffs, a lot of fog.
It was a transatlantic steamer, the Arch Tour, that first noticed something was wrong. Something was astray. On its voyage to the port of Leith from Philadelphia, the Arch Tour passed the lighthouse on the Flannan Isles on the night of the 15th of December, 1900.
Okay. So this is Titanic era.
12 years before.
Yeah. Era.
The crew saw a strange sight. The light was off. Oh, no.
I thought that'd be a sweet way to hang yourself in front of a lighthouse light.
You just see
so you're just
a silhouette of a hung man.
Yeah.
And it just goes out to all the boats.
What a drama queen that guy is. That's the way to go. I mean, if you're going to do it. Hang yourself in front of a lighthouse house. Become just what do you call it? A finger puppet of just a silhouette of you burned into the ocean.
Traumatize like 12 people total.
Do it wherever a Disney cruise goes by. Is there a Florida lighthouse somewhere in Orlando?
Certainly in Cocoa, yeah.
Yeah, where you can just snap, take a quick drop and a short stop.
Wear Mickey Mouse ears as well.
Yes. Yeah.
You want the silhouette to appear that Mickey hung himself.
And
maybe Goofy. Maybe wear a Goofy mask.
And you
with
need
the floppy ears.
Yeah, you need to time it because you don't want to do it like in the middle of the night because then you'll be swinging. You won't stay in front of the light. You want to do it at dusk, and then you will be pretty still by the time the light is doing its job. And yeah, it's like a nighttime Disney cruise, having like a little Princess and the Frog show.
Just toddlers, children.
Mm-hmm.
Daddy, what's that?
That's the way to do it if you're gonna go in a lighthouse.
A few days later, the news was passed to the Northern Lighthouse Board, who quickly dispatched a crew to investigate. The relief vessel arrived at the island on Boxing Day, and the captain, Jim Harvey, signaled with the ship's horn and fired a flare into the sky.
Be like, anyone there?
Yeah. 3 lighthouse keepers, James Ducat, Thomas Marshall, and William MacArthur, manned the remote outpost. Not one of them replied to the signal.
Right. So they fire a flare to be like, everybody good. And then I assume there's a series of signals you can send back, like, disease, stay away.
1's friendly, 2's an enemy, 3's the sea. Joseph Moore, one of the lighthouse crew who had been on relief at the time, was sent to the shore to investigate.
What? They couldn't go themselves?
He was the guy they sent.
Oh, all right. That's weird.
He was on the boat.
I
He's
guess
like,
he knows the
all
island.
right, you go.
Yeah. They're like, hey, you work there.
We don't
you
need
go.
the whole crew to go.
Yeah. Can you imagine if we showed up to the studio, something fucked up is going on inside, we don't know what it is, and there's already cops there, and they're like, hey, you work here, right?
Go in.
You go in. See what's going on.
Yeah, I think they did that at a school down in South Texas.
No one went in. What's the problem there?
Well, somebody tried. I think the parents tried to go in.
Oh, yeah.
And the police
They would have
wouldn't
loved
let 'em.
to.
Police would not let them.
Would have loved to go in.
So Joseph Moore climbs the 160 steps up to the lighthouse, and when he arrived, he discovered the lighthouse door was unlocked. The clock on the wall stood silent.
It stopped?
It had stopped.
I mean, what do you need to lock in islands? Who's breaking in?
The table was set for dinner. Food was half eaten, and a chair was flipped over, suggesting someone left in a hurry.
Okay.
2 of the 3 oilskin coats that hung in the entryway were missing, so only one hung. Only one remained.
Okay.
Moore found out only one living creature in the lighthouse was still there.
Dog.
A canary who sat quietly in his cage.
It had to be hungry. What's it eating?
Canaries eat much?
They got to eat I actually assume they have like very fast metabolisms. Probably need to eat all the time. Like, when is a bird not eating?
I thought they only eat coal miners. That's why they're there.
No, they eat gas. They keep the mines clear
right.
of gas by eating the gas.
That's why you keep the canary in the coal mine.
Right.
To prevent a gas leak.
Read a book.
So they're like trees almost.
Literally,
where
yes.
they take in all the dangerous gases and produce oxygen.
They're born out of trees. That's
Okay.
why you see birds in trees.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes perfect sense.
Well, I mean, what else would they be there for?
Right. No, there's no other reason they would ever be in a tree unless they were born out of its branches.
I did not take time to search further, for I only too well knew something serious had occurred, Moore later reported. I darted out and made for the landing. Moore said his findings to the captain of the boat he was on. Harvey sent another 2 sailors to shore, and they and Moore began looking for signs of life.
What? He had to go all the way back to the boat and be like, something fucked up happened here.
He didn't want to be
Because
alone.
the boat knew, by the way, because they had to be like, that seems like a real fucked up island. Trying to do Scottish there. But I'll just do Irish. It's an
Who even
Irish
knows if they're Scottish?
Yeah.
On the boat, you know?
Island don't seem right to me, boyo. I send the one that works there. He dies, we leave.
Now sound like you have balls in your mouth, and that'll be Welsh.
That's
The men turned their attention to the landing platform on the west side of the island. Here, there was plenty of evidence that the island had recently been hit by a massive storm.
Okay.
Can't think of a better time with me and my boys riding out a hurricane or a giant storm
In
a
college,
in
right?
a lighthouse. Yeah.
Didn't you have hurricane parties in college?
We did. Yeah, we got hit. I only think while I was in school, we only got hit by like a couple.
Only a
hurricanes.
couple. That's like one a year.
Yeah, but like it's Florida.
I know. What hurricanes?
Hurricane season happens.
Yeah, what hurricanes?
I don't know. There are too many.
Yeah, hurricane. I mean, but there's some big ones, right? You know.
No, there was no like Sandy
Okay.
when I was in school.
Okay. Got it.
There was no Harvey.
Hurricane season sounds like a fucking nightmare. Like it's like, oh, it's hurricane.
It's not that big of a deal. It's kind of like when people are afraid of alligators. I'm like, they're just there.
I guess. Except
Like I would paddleboard in Lake Claire at UCF on campus, and there would just be gators that swam by you as you paddled.
ugh, fuck that.
Just bump into your board.
Fuck that. But like the hurricanes, it's not like a tornado or tornado season where it's just like, oh, there might be a tornado, but there's never a tornado. Like that kills small town people. But like a hurricane, it's just like, oh, hurricane's coming. Everybody's got to leave town again, or got to board up the house again, or like fucking when we were
Get the sandbags.
Yeah, like when we were in Florida for Jake's wedding.
Why is it for hurricanes and snowstorms or any major catastrophe or, natural occurrence, you have to load up on eggs, milk, and bread?
Egg seems like the worst thing to load up on.
But bread goes bad easily, very quick.
Yeah, if it's not refrigerated.
So does milk.
Milk spoils immediately.
Yeah.
I guess that's for the children. Really, you should just be getting peanut butter and water and
Like baked beans.
dry goods. Yeah,
Just canned goods. That's a miserable existence. That's why, like, when people are like, I'd be hyped for the apocalypse.
Shut the fuck
No.
up. Yeah.
No, I would not.
No.
Do you like just eating canned tuna?
It's like, oh, no, actually what I would do is I would kill and expertly skin a deer and then eat venison steak. No, you fucking wouldn't. You would be murdered or emaciated and fucking starving. You would, oh, God, I can't.
I would be so pissed right now because I have so many steaks in my freezer that would go bad.
No, you just have a steak feast.
I guess I would just have to eat all the steaks at once.
I mean, literally, yeah.
But what is the appeal of, like, we need a loaf of bread, we need milk.
The bread makes a little sense just because it's like carbs, right? It's good energy.
It's quick. Yeah, that makes more sense than just milk.
Milk has got to
don't
be
even
for
drink
it's got to be
milk anymore.
kids. That's got to be fully a kid thing. But my kids don't even. I guess they drink milk a little bit, but
Your kids better drink milk. Just have them, like, just chug muscle milks, like, here and there.
yeah. I mean, we put protein powder into their milk already. First form.
Because you
protein
use
powder.
formula, so
I know. Don't you eat colostrum or drink it?
I've tried it.
Yeah,
It's okay.
it's weird.
It is kind of fucked up how they get it.
Yeah, they steal it from baby cows.
Yeah.
And what I mean
There's
by
only
that
so
is
much of it left.
they steal it from the mothers of baby cows, who it's for.
And they only produce it for like 48 hours or something.
It's yeah. I mean, I don't know how long cows produce it, but like women only produce it for like 24, 48 hours.
I'm just going to assume cows do the same thing.
Yeah, probably. Why not? Maybe even less time because those cows are, cow comes out, it's walking. It's good. It knows how to walk immediately. It's good to go.
Iron railings on the side of the path have been bent and twisted out of shape. Part of the railway track had been torn from its concrete moorings, and a huge rock weighing more than a ton had been displaced.
So it sounds like they got hit by a water spout, like a tornado. There's no other storm that hits that fast that would have them shitting their pants and running around and moving shit like that.
Turf had also been ripped up from the tops of the cliffs, 200 feet above sea level. There was no sign of the three keepers. Poor fellows, they must have been blown over the cliffs or drowned trying to secure a crane or something like that, declared Captain Harvey in his report to the Northern Lighthouse Board. Or something like that.
Or, trying to secure a crane or who knows. They're dead. Love, Captain Harvey.
Arriving on the island on December 29th, the board's superintendent, Robert Muirhead, began an investigation into the keeper's disappearance. Muirhead knew all three of the missing men well. Examining the oilskin that had been left behind, he concluded it belonged to William MacArthur.
Okay. I mean, of course he knew them well. How many people could have possibly worked there? 4, I guess.
In Scotland, he probably oversees all of the lighthouses.
Yeah, in fact, there's probably a lot of lighthouses up there.
After going over the wreckage on the western landing, Muirhead speculated that Marshall and Ducat must have headed out into the storm to try to secure the equipment stored there, and when they did not return, Muirhead surmised that MacArthur must have ventured out to try to find them. Muirhead,
But without his jacket.
yeah.
Okay.
So he just like in a panic or a rush was like, fuck it, where are they?
Okay.
He concluded in his official report that an extra large sea had rushed up to the face of the rock and had gone above them, coming down with an immense force that had swept them away completely.
So they got hit by a tidal wave.
Just a big old wave.
Yeah, they got hit by a big, fat, random wave. I mean,
That's
they're
what he believes.
a rogue wave. I mean, rogue waves are a thing. Have you read about rogue waves? But I think they think that's like a Bermuda Triangle thing. There might be like rogue waves in there or something like that.
I thought the Bermuda Triangle just interferes with...
Yeah. Compass stuff gets fucked with, but like why would a ship sink there?
Like a traditional NBA defense.
But why would a ship sink?
Like Phil Jackson ran the Bermuda Triangle, right?
Triangle offense. But yeah, why would a ship sink there? It was because it was just like a random wave that just pop. I mean, I don't know. It's a thing somewhere.
I thought you enter a wormhole and just go to another galaxy. Far away.
Maybe.
Okay.
I feel like it's just Australia.
Wind could not have been the cause because the direction of the wind had pushed the men towards the island rather than out to sea. Muirhead's report wasn't the end of the story, however. You know, it's not an open and shut case, Johnson.
So wait, the wind was blowing at the island, so it couldn't have...
It wouldn't have pushed them off the
Okay.
cliff.
But
it would have pushed them inland.
So the wind was fucking shit up. The wind made a wave. The wave fucking smacked the shit out of the island, destroying a bunch of stuff.
Huge wave comes down,
Yeah.
sweeps them. That's his belief.
Okay.
Speculation of something else soon arose.
Banshees. Was it banshees?
Some believe that, yeah. In the years after their tragic disappearance, the rumors surrounding the lighthouse keepers only intensified. Now, Flannan Isle Lighthouse was built in 1899, only a year before the men disappeared,
State-of-the-art lighthouse.
on an island that had been associated with strangeness.
Oh, all right. This is an otherwise, like, deserted. No one lives here. This is an empty fucking island that you just have to go out and live on a remote life like you're in fucking northern Canada or something.
Listen, there are people there. Sheep.
Okay.
And sheep herders.
Oh, there are other people there?
Just sheep.
And are there herders or no?
Occasionally.
Oh, they, like, show up to check on them?
Yeah.
I guess they have no
Just
predators.
checking in. What else are they going to do? Like, jump off the cliff?
Yeah, they have no predators, I suppose.
So the sheep herders refused to stay on the island. They would go back and forth to like check on the herd,
Yeah.
but refused to stay on the island after dark as they feared the various ghosts and phantoms that lurked there.
Oh, hell yeah. So it's a haunted island.
I can picture it in my head.
Is it the Isles Lighthouse?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I just saw a picture of it. It's not that big, to be honest. Flannan Isles. Yeah. All right. There's the picture. Yeah. I mean, this is a fucking... There's nothing there.
No, that's exactly what I thought. It's just grass
It's a
on
rock.
a rock in a lighthouse.
It's like if you need a... Yeah, look at it. It's ridiculous. If you need like a visual, think about where Ray...
I think everyone knows, like, just think Scottish rock
Yeah.
with grass.
It's like where Ray found Luke Skywalker in those
I don't think
horrible
enough
Star
people
Wars
saw
movies.
those movies.
They made $1 billion. Enough people saw the movies.
Theories were soon doing the rounds of the men being gobbled up by a giant sea serpent or whisked away by a huge sea bird.
Okay. Well, nothing's eating the sheep. So why the fuck would the guys have been eaten?
Well, we don't know that. Maybe they are eating the sheep.
The shepherds know it. They keep a count. It's their fucking livelihood.
You lose one or two. What's that?
If a car dealership had a sea serpent eating cars, they would know exactly how many fucking cars were gone.
Is the car going to tell them? Is it like the Pixar
No,
movie?
you just count at sundown and count again at sunrise.
Cars just go missing, man. They have a mind of their own.
I hate that movie so much. My kids watch it all the time. I fucking hate it. It's just like, I know you have to suspend your disbelief, but nothing in that world makes sense.
Sometimes they're cars, and sometimes they're human cars.
Like, it's how?
Do car stuff or human stuff?
Who made you? Do you fuck? How does
a car fuck?
How do you propagate your existence? How did you come into being? This is insane. I hate it so fucking much. I hate cars. Whoever came up with that, like, it had to be like a Nepo writer. Like, it's just the worst story idea. I mean, it makes sense that a a dim child would like it. I guess like my own children. But like, fuck, dude. Oh, just cars. This is the world, but they're cars. Vroom, vroom, vroom.
They just needed to get Larry the Cable Guy into a movie.
Yeah.
Cash
So
in
bad.
on his popularity for that
So bad.
like 5-year run.
Larry the Cable Guy also, like, it doesn't get talked about enough that does he just wear like redneck face?
Yeah.
Hick
He's
face.
a character.
It's hick face.
Yeah, I think he's from like the Northeast.
Yeah, like he's not like it's
It's misrepresentation of who he is.
Is horrific. But yeah, Cars sucks, dude. I fucking hate that movie.
One theory had the men leave the island by boat to escape debts.
Debts?
Mhm.
Oh, fake your own death. I love that. I mean, look, they're three blue collar guys working a job offshore. They're pieces of shit, and they probably do owe money.
Yeah. All of them. all of them. I mean, they have no families, really.
Yeah. Yeah.
One
of them.
I mean, imagine like working a fucking boat or working an oil rig now. It's that kind of crowd.
They're basically like soft hand roughnecks in a way, right? Do they even do? What do you do when you work at a lighthouse? Do you just live there?
You make sure the light's on.
Yeah, you just sit there most of the day.
Yeah, what else would you do?
That's not the worst job. You just like I read books and make sure the light's on at night. Yeah,
But then you got to talk to these other two dudes.
I would be like, yeah, that sucks.
Do you think they were fucking?
Yes, there's a lot of banging.
They're probably banging, right?
There's a lot of banging. There's just no. Yeah, there's so much banging.
So maybe a love triangle. Something gone wrong.
Gone horribly wrong, but it's 3 dudes. Like, just bang. No women here.
Maybe
just
one
bang.
preferred to be behind or in front. I don't know.
Yeah, someone was a real queen about it.
Somebody was definitely not in the position they wanted to be in that Lucky Pierre.
Well, there's only one Lucky Pierre.
I know.
So was everyone fighting over the Lucky Pierre position?
Probably.
Yeah.
Somebody wanted to get
They're gonna-
spit roasted and...
Well, it's not spit roasted. A Lucky Pierre.
Well, I'm just giving out
Oh, either
options.
way, yeah. Well, you can't rotate it. Be like the lighthouse, always spinning. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Take an example from where you work.
But also, some guys just... One of them is probably like, I don't want to be in that position.
Yeah. Or what
I
if
don't
it
want to be a
was-
top.
What if he was? Yeah. Yeah, he wanted bottom only.
He's like, I'm a power bottom through and through.
Well, bottom is alpha now. That's the new. Bottom is alpha.
As long as you throw it back.
Top is beta. Like you're so beta if you need a top.
And then Lucky Pierre Sigma.
Yes, Sigma's lucky.
But no,
Vers
that
is-
doesn't make any sense because Sigma's a lone wolf, right? So you,
No, you're not a lone wolf.
as a Lucky Pierre, you are literally getting all these spoils.
You're doing whatever you want. That's why it's Sigma.
I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I'm glad we worked that out. Another theory had them sprint away by a skeletal crew in a ghost ship.
Oh, like Pirates of the Caribbean, like literal a boat of skeletons came up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not spirited away. I'm sorry. Not sprinted away. Spirited away.
You said spirited. I thought you did.
I think I said sprinted.
Whatever.
Either way.
Yeah.
Spirited away is not something you typically read on a day-to-day basis.
Also, spirited away sounds charming, right? Like, oh, he came and spirited her away on a surprise vacation.
Oh no, he kidnapped her.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah, these skeleton pirates grabbed them and murdered them, and you kidnapped them, made them slaves. I mean, like, yeah,
Right. They're now part of the poop deck.
yeah. They're growing 8 feet because
If you join a skeleton crew, though, do you have to become a skeleton? Or do you do age into that?
just like, all right, boys, you're not gonna like the first few days, but we're peeling all your skin and muscle off of you.
We gotta flay you alive.
It's a skeleton crew after all. But you'll get used to the rest of
Do you
it.
think that's where the term comes from?
No.
Okay.
But I wish. Who
That,
knows?
that is
Who
sick,
could
though, to think of just like a Pirates of the Caribbean just ghost ship showing up to shore. Like, we got 3 new recruits.
Yeah. Like, hop on.
Some people even thought that the men had been kidnapped by foreign spies.
To what end?
I don't know.
What did the-
1900. Who was Scotland? I guess the English,
No, it was part of the United Kingdom then. So they would have been
the Irish.
Maybe the Irish. Maybe we're talking 1900, so they're allied with France at this point, I think. Germans, maybe, I guess. Germans or not Russians, like Austrians. I'm trying to think of Central Powers here in World War I.
Yeah, not Germany.
No, Germany would fuck with them.
Yeah, right.
Germany or Austria-Hungary.
When you say "fuck with you," it's confusing though. It's like you can either be on like "fuck with you" also.
Oh, fuck with to me,
Like I fuck with you means I like.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
I don't
Or
say it like
in
that.
other ways,
Yeah.
it's I will fuck with you.
The
Like, I wanna
Germans
mess
want
with you.
to materially harm the United Kingdom.
Okay.
And thus will be subverting.
You got to remember where I'm from, all right?
Yeah. Oh,
When
fuck
I fuck
yeah.
with them, yeah.
Yeah. Fair enough.
I'm down the clown. Another theory claimed that a fight had broken out between the three,
Well, we already went over that one.
but one of the keepers killed another. While covering up the crime, the survivors were swept out to sea.
Oh, that's too complicated. There's so many.
It's the original theory, but now we're going to add murder.
Right. It's just like, oh, one accidentally killed the other, then all three accidentally got swept out to sea. That's just, what are the odds? That's not happening.
But one of them was famous, I guess, in his circles, for having a really short temper and for throwing hands.
Okay.
He's very quick to just get to violence.
He's just like, yeah.
And that was, of course, MacArthur.
The guy who left his jacket?
The guy that left his jacket.
So, they kill him because he's a dick. Try to toss him out to sea. Get swept away. Everybody's gone.
More doubt was cast on the official investigation with the emergence of a logbook supposedly containing several baffling entries between the 12th and 15th of December.
There's always baffling entries. It's like the last 3 days of the diary are just like just weird shit. And you're like, that's when he was possessed, or that's when he was able to see into another dimension. How he's writing down what he taught. It's actually like, nah, he's dehydrated and concussed and
Hallucinating.
delirious. Yeah, just hallucinating nonsense. But sure, yeah, no, he peered into another dimension, actually, is what happened. The aliens showed him.
That was also another theory. They got abducted by aliens.
Look, if you're going to abduct somebody.
Who's going to know this?
Right. What
This is a soft target.
Yeah. Yeah, the softest
It's a
target.
target-rich environment. Just a fucking lonely island.
Yeah. Nobody's going to be around for days. Just keep an alien there to keep switching the light bulb. No one will ever know.
In the first entry, Marshall supposedly written that a great storm, the likes of which we had never seen before, had hit the island. He continued that Ducat was unusually quiet when the storm hit, and MacArthur, a big burly man known not to have a sensitive side, was weeping. He was afraid of the storm.
Okay.
He was losing his mind.
Okay.
A second entry had all three men praying in the eye of the monstrous storm. And a third and final entry, supposedly written on the 15th, states that the storm had already passed and it was now calm.
Okay.
So how are they getting swept away?
Right. But that was the last entry. It's the 15th.
Mm-hmm.
Why? How are those baffling, though? Baffling in that they don't add up to why they're gone?
Yeah, because, I mean, the 15th is the last day they were there.
Right.
And they said the storm already passed.
Storm's God. What if it's the storm wrote those entries?
Could've
Storm
been-
was like,
could've been
Storm's
the storm,
God. Wasn't me.
I have an alibi.
Yeah, that's Storm. Storm doctor to cook the books.
Well, on hearing about the existence of these logbook entries, many question the idea that the men had been swept out to sea. If anyone had died, surely whoever wrote the 15th of December entry would have mentioned this. There had to be another explanation. What do you think it was?
For why there was no entry, or
What this logbook says. Like, essentially, what killed them because it wasn't the storm.
Oh, the logbook has an explanation for what killed them?
No, I'm asking you
Okay.
as you take a very important sip.
Of my sake margarita, because you can't buy liquor on Sundays in Texas. What killed them?
Because, I mean, it's clearly not the storm, right? This
Storm didn't do it.
Logbook said storm's gone.
Yeah, storm didn't do it. Storm's gone. The hangover from the storm.
The sheer will to survive
Was too strong.
they expended too much energy
Right.
surviving the storm that they dropped dead.
Basically, the adrenaline was going so hard that the lack of adrenaline in the aftermath, the shadow of it.
Okay. I have a easier explanation.
Okay.
The logbook entries were injected into the story several years after Marshall, Ducat, and MacArthur disappeared. And there's no evidence that the logbook ever existed.
Okay. Would there be a logbook probably at a lighthouse?
What else are you going to do?
Yeah.
You're
Well, I
gonna
mean,
read
like
'em
an
right.
official, like you got to say, like every day what happened. I mean, the people want to know.
Turn light on.
Yeah. Turn light off.
Turn light off.
Like, why would you make it like a diary too? Like, today MacArthur wept for hours. Ducat was unusually silent. Light turned on 7:02. Ducat.
You gotta spice it up. It'd get boring if you were just like every day, yes,
light
on, light off.
Light up. Weather fair.
Dismissing both the fake logbook entries and the fanciful tales of a sea serpent and a ghost ship, what are we left with? 3 theories have emerged over the years that seek to explain the men's disappearance. The first is based on the character of, again, William MacArthur. MacArthur was, by all accounts, an ill-tempered man who was quick to settle an argument with his fist.
He's a fucking dick.
It has been speculated that he could have started a fight on the western landing, which led to all 3 men falling to their deaths from the cliff.
I buy it.
So not even a wave.
Yeah.
Just they get into a tussle. You know, maybe one of the guys is trying to break it up.
Yeah. And
And
everybody.
they all just fall off the cliff like assholes.
And then into the ocean and die.
Mm-hmm. Swept away. Obviously, the bodies aren't going to be found.
Right.
Although, you know, you would think the bodies would wash ashore at some point.
Yeah. Like something would be out there.
Who knows?
Unless they get eaten right away. Who knows? Yeah.
The second theory is that one of the men, again, probably MacArthur, murdered the other 2, ditched their bodies into the sea, and then threw himself from the cliffs.
Out of.
Murder-suicide.
Okay.
That's sexier.
It's. I guess. And it falls back to Arthur. They're banging.
Yeah, they definitely banged.
I think MacArthur wouldn't bottom.
Well, he's surely a top.
But like a douchebag top. That's just like, no, nobody gets anything but me.
Yeah, good boy.
Good girl.
He calls them girl, yeah. Good girl.
Good girl.
While both theories add a level of bloodthirsty juiciness to the mystery, there is no evidence that either a fight or murder took place. It is, of course, perfectly possible for men in confined quarters to rub each other the wrong way to the point where they snap and all hell breaks loose, especially when one of them has a history of violence. But without bodies or a crime scene to examine, these 2 theories will forever remain mere just kind of allegations.
I don't know how you would like prove anything here. It's weird that other coat wasn't there. Although, is it because MacArthur sounds like a dickhead? So maybe he's like, I don't need no fucking jacket. What are you, a bitch?
I'm a man.
Yeah, you a fucking. Oh, it's cold, little bitch. I'm just wearing my fucking sweater. If I get cold out there, I'll skin a goddamn sheep and put that wool on. And if the shepherd comes and is like, you killed my sheep and took its skin, I'll beat the shit out of that shepherd.
Yeah, dude.
They're like, just put on the. I don't even want to listen to you talk. I don't care. Just put on the jacket.
I'll take the wool from the sheep and knit like a goddamn man.
No, he's going full, just like
Hide.
peeling it like a banana.
And then just, I got my bear skin.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, he's peeling a sheep, and just being in its like warm hide, and then he'll murder the shepherd that gets mad at him. Meanwhile, they're just like, oh my god, who was the guy that came to the lighthouse? They just wish they were working with him. They're like, God damn it! Why
The guy that was on leave.
Yeah, like why is I wish we weren't with fucking MacArthur.
Joseph
again.
Moore.
Yeah, they're like, oh, God damn, why is
Which,
Joe?
I mean, pretty good break for him.
Well, would it? Is it? If he had replaced MacArthur, if he was replacing one of the other guys, then he's.
I don't know, because we don't know.
Yeah.
What happened? The much more plausible explanation is that Marshall and Ducat were swept away while trying to secure the supplies and equipment on the West Landing. When his colleagues failed to return, MacArthur headed out to find them, and he, too, perished in the storm.
Okay. Because there was a storm. The logbooks were bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So they didn't return.
Well, the logbook still says there's a storm. It just says it ends on the 15th.
I thought you said those pages were bullshit.
They are. It was all made up years later.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, even if they were real,
yeah,
it still mentions a storm.
Right. And again, MacArthur, being the hard-ass dickhead, goes out into the storm without his jacket. Not panicked, but rather just jacketless, probably shirtless, because he's just like, boys, I don't need a fucking jacket, you know? They're dead, though, so they're not impressed.
Is that why our grandparents always warned us to not go out in the rain without a jacket?
It used to kill people all the time. I had to go back through our blogs on Patreon the other day because I was looking for something, and there's a blog post I did about how we used to, just like more proof that we're all just like soft little bitches now, and it was essentially like this story about this woman who had gone mad and tried to kill herself by jumping into the icy ocean, right? Not from a cliff.
From the beach?
Yeah, basically from a pier. The fall, she didn't plan on the fall killing her. She planned on getting out and just
hypothermia,
being chilly, and the chill. Whereas like now, when you're a kid, you're like, shut the fuck up, Bob. If I get a cold, I'll just take a pill and be perfectly fucking fine.
Plus, you've watched enough Man vs. Wild. You know how to survive that kind of situation.
There's no, you slit a turtle's throat and you live forever.
Yeah, and you get the turtle's blood and you just kind of warm yourself with it.
Yeah. Back in the day, like it used to just be like, if you got cold on the wrong day, you might fucking die. And now, and by the way, that chick who I was talking about, because I reread the article, the only reason she was even insane is because she had a fever for a while. So because she didn't have Advil, she went insane and tried to kill herself with something that Advil would cure.
The headache got me. I wanted to murder myself.
Like, it's just like, now it's literally just like, I take my magic pill, everything's better. Like, it's just fucking crazy. So yeah, that they did think we were insane. That's why our grandparents and parents were like that, because put on your jacket. Even in the 50s, it wasn't. Maybe like upper class, middle class kids were okay, but there's still poor kids dying of being too chilly,
too cold. Yeah, it was a better time back then, though.
Oh yeah, we need to go back.
Roll back. We're always talking about rolling back. Different sports like golf, maybe football has gone too far with offense, like all these different kind of rule sets that make it impossible to play defense in the game of football. But what if we just roll back life?
Soft times make soft men.
We should make it harder.
Yeah. You should only have hard times.
You should be able to die of sepsis at any moment.
Yes, I agree with that. And not only that, you should have to poke a hole in your leg every day and rub some poo in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't have to be a big hole. It could just be like a kind of a needle.
Right, to see if you get the sepsis. Hard times make hard men. And we just need to making harder and harder times.
Does that mean they're currently having an erection anytime there's a hard moment?
I just think yes. But I think we need more.
It's like you get fired from your job, you're rock hard.
I think everyone in this world needs a Lucky Pierre mentality.
Mm-hmm.
Give and take. Hard and, fun and rough.
Also, I mean, there's soft times right now. That's why testosterone's down.
I guess.
We're
bro.
We're pushing rope.
Not mine, bro. I'm fucking.
Yeah, we know you're slinging.
Fuck yeah. Slinging DNA.
Slinging 3 dudes.
Let's go.
It's pretty gay. You had 3 guys coming out of your cock.
3 guys and my wife.
Out of your cock?
Yeah. Am I the lucky Pierre? No, I don't know. Who knows? Probably should make a sex joke about my children. I don't know. Let's not yes and this anymore. We went down a dead end. Go back.
All right, fine. We should all have to serve in a lighthouse.
Yeah. I think
Do a tour at a lighthouse.
Tour at a lighthouse. Well, there is like a proposal, like not a proposal, but people say sometimes like you should have a certain amount of like public like everyone should have to do like
blue collar jobs,
civil service for like a year or two or something.
A lot of people also say like service industry. So you know.
Oh yeah, everyone's always like, "Oh, you're a better person if you work at I worked at plenty of restaurants.
There were plenty of dickheads that work at restaurants.
Oh wow, some of
the career waiters are usually dickheads.
Some of the worst people you can imagine work at restaurants.
Yeah, easily. Yeah.
I mean, I worked with a lady who stole $20 out of a 14-year-old's purse that she worked with. I worked with drug addicts
just to get her next high.
Yeah, like I worked with absolute fucking like heroin addicts.
Oh, dude. Yeah, the restaurant I worked at, every like male waiter, very touchy-feely, very inappropriate with the female waiters.
Yeah.
All the cooks were like methed out of their minds, just throwing pots and pans at each other.
Yeah.
Pretty sure somebody got murdered at one point, or at least severely injured.
Probably. I mean, it's just a fucking nightmare.
And it was not a good restaurant. It was a tavern. We weren't on the Bear.
Mine was too. It was called Boone Tavern. It was in Columbia. Well, the one that the one where the lady stole the chick's money. That was my high school job, and then like the restaurant I worked at in high school, and then the Boone Tavern was in college. I worked at other restaurants too. Like I worked at a Quiznos, and like these 2 gay dudes worked there, and they were banging each other, but one was like a 55-year-old black guy, and the other was like a 19-year-old little
I thought
white.
You'd be like 16-year-old.
Dude, they were probably banging before he was 18, and they would like use the Quiznos computer for personal shit all the time, and I think they were like downloading porn and stuff like that. Which look, I would do that too. I'm just saying these guys were like, and they were like they did like meth and shit like that.
Yeah, I mean, when I valeted cars, we're supposed to split tips. I was a man of honor. I put everything in the pot. Kids all the time, especially the guys who were higher up the totem pole, just.
Oh yeah, I kind of feel like, you know how
1 for you, 10 for me.
You know how they say, like former homeless people will be like, don't give homeless people money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That like as a former
most homeless people want to be homeless.
Yeah, like they're like there are a lot of like people who were homeless who were like, you shouldn't give people money who are on the street like that. Like it doesn't help them. It just whatever. Like as a former service industry worker, it might make you more appreciative of some of the people sometimes, but really like I know what happens inside of restaurants, and they're all just pieces of shit.
Mostly scumbags.
Look at like what the movie Waiting was like incredibly accurate.
Yeah.
I have fucked with people's food so many times.
That's messed up. I have not.
I have never done.
Even like, dude, people would come in. Kitchen closes at midnight. People would come in at 11:59, order food. We'd be pissed. Still, I mean, we didn't fuck with their food.
I have never done like bodily fluid or anything horrific in that way.
That's statute of limitations have passed, I think.
I know, but I haven't done that. I would like there was one time I was just like, man, this guy, he like came in right at close and ordered food.
You're like, he wants blue cheese. I'm giving him ranch.
No, I was like, this guy can order it. He was like, he ordered a fried fish sandwich. I was like, this guy can eat a dick. And I just took a Sharpie marker and like drew a dick on the sandwich, fried it, put it on the bun, put all the stuff. He was never gonna see it. He couldn't unless he picked the fish up. And
that was a win for you.
Yeah, I made him eat a dick. Or like, I don't even know. Or there was like just also we're just like we're far more unsanitary than you think just in general. I remember there's one time that we just like clogged a toilet on accident, and it started like leaking out into the main back storage area of the restaurant. And the boss was like cheap and was just like, save it. And we were like picking lettuce up off the fucking wet poo ground.
Jesus. It was just the worst part was the kitchen was already clean, and then you have to fire everything back up.
Yeah,
clean
well,
it again.
it depends on what you're cooking, I guess. Dropping something in the deep fryer is not even that bad.
Not
actually.
bad, yeah.
I was just a petulant little fucking 19-year-old.
You ordered the T-bone. Fuck.
Yeah. Well.
I'm a dishwasher. The only guy left in the kitchen. I gotta fucking make the steak. All right. Here you go, bud. I'm 16.
Also, one time at that fucking college job, someone straight up stole my North Face. Like, I'm a college kid.
I do remember that was a big thing back in the day. You just wear your really, not even nice jackets. They were like moderately priced jackets, and they would get, just copped all the time.
All the time. Because they all look the same.
Mm-hmm.
You can't, unless you literally, like a 5-year-old, write your name on the tag.
That was part of the frat uniform.
The North Face. For me, when I was in school, it was a black North Face fleece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just said North Face.
Yep.
On the
That was
logo.
That was it. Fucking
Not a nice jacket. It's pretty whatever.
The originals are mid. They're really nice now. And they were really nice back like right after that too. But like the originals were pretty mid.
You're just doing it for I don't know, you're just living up to the stereotype.
I love North Face.
Okay. Well, I know you still wear frat clothes to this day. You're almost 40 years old. You wear Vineyard Vines.
Yeah, because it's cheap and I like the way it fits. I don't wear it out. I wear it to like work. I wear like a long sleeve T-shirt. I'm not like wearing a whale for like Oxford to fucking Christmas Mass or whatever the fuck. Or like I can't even say a date because I'm married. But like, you know what I mean? I'm not wearing a Vineyard Vines tie to a wedding in a month.
Right. You go to weddings though, and you're like, "Is that Brooks Brothers?" And if it's not, you spit on them.
Well, Brooks Brothers has really dropped in quality actually, so it's not really what it used to be.
I'm very out of the loop with what's still that.
Just get Ralph Lauren. It's never gonna be bad.
Or you get the giant polo.
I can't do the giant polo horse. Never.
The giant horse.
Never could do the giant.
It's very
horse.
European, even though it's U.S. polo.
Is it European or like Persian?
One and the same.
It's not. It's like Euro trash or Persian.
You would always
Yeah,
you would go to the outlet though, and you would get like last year's Ralph Lauren with the pony and the guy logo would change colors, and that's how you knew what year it was.
But like
dude, you're out of style, you fucking nerd.
There is no last year's Ralph Lauren. Like most of it's pretty timeless. I did shit on my wife the other day though. She's like, I got this polo hat for so cheap off Amazon because she wanted a Ralph Lauren like canvas hat or whatever, and she shows it to me, and it's U.S. Polo Association, not Polo Ralph Lauren. You know,
right.
The U.S. Polo Association is like 4 horses.
Yeah, it's the giant horse.
It's not the giant horse. It's not the
but
one.
It's big.
There's like
yeah.
There's 3 polo players instead of 1, and I was just like, you piece of trash.
Like, you're not going to bid.
Yeah. Do you understand?
You're my wife, but I would not. I would kick you out of the tent right now.
Do you understand why that was so cheap? It's because it is cheap. It's because you're cheap. Get it.
Did you get this at Kmart? Like,
yeah. I was like, return it now. She was like, the other ones were like twice as much. And I was like, yeah, because those are the real ones. U.S. Polo Association is like what you get at like a dying mall.
Yeah. I only know dying malls.
Well, they're all dying now.
Yeah.
Dude, the fucking Barton Creek Mall, I wish we could just like record there. It'd be a funny place to record a show from. They just have a bar in the middle of the mall. Not like, oh, one of the stores is a bar.
Right.
Like it's in the hallway.
The Cheesecake Factory, obviously you can drink there.
Right. It is in the hallway.
I get that.
It's sweet. I kind of want to just go get drunk there one day.
They probably serve a bunch of underage kids.
Who else would drink there? It's got to be.
The only people that go to malls are old people and
children,
teenagers.
Yeah, it's got to be. By the way,
without a car.
Those bartenders,
because they get dropped off at the Ruby Tuesdays, and their mom's like, "We'll pick you up at 10 o'clock."
Yeah. I did this when I was a kid. You do. There's like, what the fuck do we do? I guess we'll burn something. But like those bartenders have got to be awful.
Yeah, you just go to Spencer's and steal shit.
Stealing some malls fun.
I never stole anything. Actually.
I used to shoplift quite a bit. Yeah.
I know you're a klepto. That's why I said it.
I was a klepto back in the day. I didn't even need the stuff. Not that I was like, oh, I have everything.
Your parents are lawyers. You have money.
They were very thrifty people. It's Midwestern, Catholic, Irish, German. They don't. I've said this on the show before. My joke is that like if they won the lottery, they wouldn't know what to do with it. We'd just stay at a nicer Holiday Inn, I guess. If on whatever vacation we went on.
You would go from the Express to the actual Holiday Inn.
Yeah, like she would still be like, the Disney World hotel prices were so high.
Some of them are. Some of them are much nicer.
Be like, Mom, you just won $300 million. Well, it's just the prices are. Mother,
that's how you stay rich.
Yeah, Mother, you just won half of Shohei Ohtani's salary. Like, you can afford a suite at Disney. The prices are ridiculous.
The principle matter.
So yeah, I'm like, we're like in Disney World, and I say this because she would do a vacation for the kids. We're like in Disney World, like, Mom, let's just eat at this restaurant here. It's right, it's in Epcot. The prices at this Epcot are.
Sometimes it is true though. Like my last place, I left my apartment because they wanted to raise my rent.
And rent is plummeting here.
Yeah, I'm like, I showed them all the data, the statistics, like every other comp to their apartments. I'm like, yeah, I can afford this, but like, there in no way am I going to pay over $2,000 for a one bedroom apartment here.
Right, it's fucking ridiculous.
Like, no. And I told them to fuck off, and they're like, we all know sometimes people go through financial struggles, and that really pissed me off.
Oh boy, we know you're a little poor bitch.
I'm like, that ain't the case.
Yeah,
but now, fuck you.
Yeah.
So preserve at Travis Creek and go fuck themselves.
I don't think I went to that apartment you had, that one, but I like your current apartment.
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
By the way, there were like two dudes at the pool in the middle of the day, like these two just like bros. It was a weekday.
It's a bro-heavy apartment complex.
They were just like playing a game with each other in the pool. I was like, "You guys not working today?" I mean, it was like noon.
I think I know who it is. They're two gay guys.
They didn't seem gay. Maybe
two
they
gay
are.
bros, yeah.
Yeah, maybe they are. But
they were playing chicken with each other's cocks.
But I was just like, "What the fuck?" Like, you guys not have a job? I mean, maybe they're working remote and they're just like, "Lunch break, dude. Let's go." They're like throwing a ball, like it was some weird game with a ball in the pool. They're like, "Yeah, man, let's go play fucking." What is a table hockey, but in the pool, or like it was just some weird thing like that.
I used to fuck with floor hockey. Floor hockey was the best.
Rocks, yeah.
I would play floor hockey right now.
Yeah, we're done. Thanks for listening to Softcore. We're gonna go play floor hockey.
Yeah, the real reason for the disappearance, let's get back to it, of James Ducat, Thomas Marshall, and William MacArthur was and probably will never be solved. There was no official, to this day.
I thought you were about to reveal it.
No official.
Was.
No official reasoning for their death. It is still an open investigation. What is your belief? What say you, Rob Fox?
I love the theory, even though it's probably not true, that they were all three, that MacArthur started a fight, and they all three just accidentally fell off a cliff into the ocean.
I know. Especially if you're breaking up the fight.
Yeah.
Or if it was like a 2-on-1, they're just duking it out.
Like, we've had enough of your shit, MacArthur. Like all three of them are going out somewhere. It's cold as fuck. And MacArthur's just like, you two bitches with your jacket on. You cold, little baby, little bitch baby cold, both of you.
I guess, what is the relevance of the food still being half-eaten? Chair flipped over. Fight started there.
I mean, that means it's a storm. It was a storm because something happened, and they had to get up quick and do something.
The light went out.
Maybe
they had to go get supplies.
They had to go run down to the light bulb shed, which is on the other side of the island, right next to the worst part of the ocean.
Right. It's like, oh, how can we make this as inconvenient as possible?
Yeah. Well, they got to do something. Otherwise, you're just sitting around all day.
You're right. You know, it gives you purpose. It's gives me an extra thing during the day.
Lets their boss feel like they're paying them for something. You know, like not wasting their money.
It's not a big island.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to look at the picture of that island.
It's exactly what you think, though.
I know, because it really is. Like, I mean,
how many times have you watched Banshees of Inisherin?
Every day. I fall asleep to it.
Mm-hmm. It's much smaller than that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't even know where they would go. Why would everything not be stored right there in the only building?
I like to believe it was the ghost ship.
Okay.
I think they got scooped up by skeletons.
That would be sweet. I'm here for that, certainly.
Are you just looking at the lighthouse?
I'm looking at so the lighthouse has like two paths.
State of the art, 1-year-old lighthouse.
See, it's got two paths.
Which one's less taken?
Yeah, it does really split like that too. I don't see any sheep though. I don't know. I just don't.
They also got swept up by the wave.
Yeah, all the sheep got taken too. Yeah, everything's gone.
That's gonna be hell.
What if the sheep
Being a sheep in a massive storm?
Right, where the fuck do you go?
Nowhere.
Probably next to the
You
building.
hunker down.
Yeah.
And just hope your wool's long enough. Also, how did sheep survive so long without us?
What do you mean?
Have you seen a unkept sheep?
I'm sure they did.
They're in pain. The shit grows over their heads and they're.
Oh, that's probably an evolutionary thing. And also, I don't know, they probably rubbed up against trees or some bullshit.
Or we've always just been best friends with sheep.
Maybe. I mean, we probably domesticated sheep in prehistory before riding. Actually, not probably. We absolutely did.
And then they just relied on us to cut it. That's a weird thing.
It's weird. It's weird. I don't know.
Because there's always a one of the sheep get out, they get lost in the wild for 3 or 4 years, and then they stumble back, and there's just a big old pile.
Yeah, it's literally exactly what I just said. I just Googled it. How do wild sheep shed their wool? They rub against trees, rocks, and other objects. So the sheep that you see that are overgrown like that, they're probably intentionally overgrown, maybe to get wool, or they don't have a rock or tree or whatever to rub.
Maybe they want attention,
or they're little drama queens.
Yeah. Who is today's Hitler?
Ambiguity.
What about the giant seabird or the sea serpent?
I hope a seabird killed them.
Or the people that made up the logbook?
The logbook, whatever. Actually, no. It's that ship's captain who made the one guy go alone onto a mystery island because he worked there.
We're we don't know what's happening right now, but yeah, you go do it.
Yeah, the ship's captain.
We're not gonna risk any other men on this boat.
Yeah, that's my Hitler. He's like, you're not on this crew.
He's essentially saying you're expendable.
Yes. Yeah, that's my Hitler. Fuck that guy. That guy's a dick.
Harvey. What you learned today? If anything.
That I mean, I guess I kind of already knew that shepherds were superstitious people.
We're not going to go there at night.
It's so funny. We got to get out before sundown.
Can you imagine that? Just run into a rowboat?
Like the sun's just setting. I don't really know. I mean, I learned all of this today, but I don't really know that I learned anything.
It's a spooky story.
It's just a story.
It's what this is. Halloween Horror Nights is for.
Exactly.
I just imagined, they had their lanterns out.
Oh, there was great lantern game next to head in a way that only makes sense for camera. This is not a natural way to hold. I just want everyone to know what I'm doing right now. This isn't natural. This is the cup. This feels bad on my arm. It's rigid.
It's usually right in movies. It's right in their face.
Right.
And it does. Yeah, it feels like it would block anything they would see.
Yeah, right. It's not how you do it.
Also, the light right in your eye.
It's not how you do it.
Not ideal. I know it's probably aesthetically appeasing to the viewer.
It's for camera. Yeah, it's for camera.
Yeah. It's kind of, I mean, when you're driving too, it's the same thing, right?
What?
When you drive, it's actually like this.
Yeah, you're
not all over the fucking road.
Right.
But that's all I got today. Thank you for tuning in. Again, patreon.com/softcorehistory. 2 additional episodes every week. And of course, at this point, we got a 3-year back catalog of evergreen content. You do not want to miss out. Again, $5 a month. And pretty much all you can eat content.
Boom.
But yeah, thanks for tuning in. Next week, hopefully we have a guest. We'll see. We've reached out to a couple people that haven't been on the show before, actually. So.
Yes. One was sick. Another
he was gonna come this week, but he had COVID. I think is what he said.
What a good excuse to get out of anything.
It was a great excuse.
No one's gonna question it. Even people who were like, "COVID is bullshit."
They're still like, I don't want to get sick.
I don't, or they'll or they'll be like, I don't want to get into it with that guy. So yeah, fine.
Yeah, just do your thing.
Yeah, whatever.
Make sure to follow us at Software History on Instagram And leave a 5-star review on Apple and Spotify. Please and thank you. Write a review on Apple if you can. That moves us up the charts. And yeah, that's all I got for today. So for Rob Fox, I'm Dan Regester, and you just got soft served.